Well, isn't this interesting? I just recorded an entire sit-down video to talk with you guys about Disney, and what happened yesterday in the election, and the directions I see for the future of this country, and Disney vloggers, and yeah. And I had it on a wrong setting. So I didn't get any of it. Of course. I knew that was going to happen. All right, I got 20 minutes until I got to go pick up Aubrey. So we are going to sit here. We're going to have a chat. It's me, Gamma Mickey, here on Our Disney Family, and I'm going to sit down with you, and I hope you join me, and we're going to have fun and just chit-chat for a little bit. And please be sure to hit this video with a thumbs up. Subscribe, because I love Disney. That's what our channel's all about, us going to Disney World, and we're getting ready for another vacation coming up here real soon. And I'd love to have you be a part of our Disney family. So hit that button. All right, let's get into this. Guys, all right, so I wanted to just sit down and have a chat. I'm all over my TikTok. If you want to follow me on my TikTok, you can go over on my TikTok. It's Our Disney Family over there as well. And literally have been watching TikToks nonstop for the last 24 hours. And part of it was because I was very excited about the election coming up, because I am a registered independent. I am a huge advocate for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And of course, I went the direction he went with voting for Trump. And I know that might upset a lot of people, and I'm sorry, but I am a huge advocate for health and for making our country healthy again, and fixing the pharmaceutical problems we have in this country. And mental health is a huge part of what I am advocating for. We went through a lot of crises with my son over the years since he was a child. And I lost him a year ago to his mental health. He unalived himself last fall. And it was basically because he couldn't fight any longer. He was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and about 4 years ago. And if you know anything about BPD, it's a very it's a very, very, very awful mental health disease. And statistics have proven that people with BPD, especially young males, tend to have the highest unaliving rate in the entire mental health issues. It's not depression. It's not schizophrenia. It is those who suffer with BPD. And they actually gave you a timeline and told you that, said that most people that go through specific kinds of therapy and training and things like that for people who suffer with that disorder, if they can get through it past the age about 25, 26, then they can actually live with the disease for many, many years. Unfortunately, my son was not one that could. He became part of that terrible statistic. And so anyway, because of all of that, that is why I'm a huge supporter of Robert Kennedy Jr. And he is a huge advocate for fixing our health system, our foods, and he takes on big pharmaceutical companies and corporations that have done a lot of, not only I think that the mental health issues are from just, DNA issues or whatever, but I also think that it has a lot to do with what we ingest in our bodies. And and I know you're going to hate this, but even the things that the government says you should have, or the doctors say you should have, from your childhood vaccinations and so forth. So I think there needs to be a lot of investigating in that. And I think there needs to be a lot of transparency in revealing the truth about what really is going on in those departments. And I think that he is the perfect candidate to do that. And I followed him on this journey. So I am very excited for the fact that he was voted, his team with Donald Trump were voted into being able to now take that on. Like he tweeted this morning, or X'd, I guess that's what you would call it, this morning, that he's ready. He's ready to get going, and it's time for us to get to work. So I'm very hopeful. However, I do want you to know, all over my TikTok feed, I have seen nothing but people on the other side of this spectrum that have suffered a great loss, and they're hurting right now, guys. So please be kind to those that really, really bought into a lot of the fear mongering that was put out by mainstream media and others about who was that the country actually ended up putting into the White House. And they're terrified right now. And I feel bad for them because I wish they knew the truth, that nobody on this side of the fence that voted for Trump and his team, I call them like the Avengers team. They're like I'm so excited about the whole team. Tulsi Gabbard, love her. I love Elon Musk. I love Vivek. Like I'm so stoked. JD Vance, he's the bomb too. So anyway, I'm just very excited about the future for this side of the fence. And I just feel really bad for the other people that are on the other side of that fence, because they constantly would hear nothing but, like everyone who would vote for him, we are this, we are that, we're out to take these things away. We're out to, like put people away in jail cells, and just terrible, awful, just nasty, mudslinging, hurtful lies that have people in like anxiety panic modes right now. And it's just so sad to watch it unfold. And so my heart breaks out for these people that feel like it's the end of their lives. And I want you to know, from this red voter, that is absolutely far from any way of the truth. There is no way I will ever support anything that's going to harm another person, whether they voted blue or red. And I will be, again, I'm a huge advocate for mental health, and I will not allow anyone to suffer like that. I don't want to see anyone suffer like my son suffered ever again. So looking forward to the future. Now, how does that have to do with Disney? Well, I am also very hopeful, because of what has happened with the election, that the economy is going to kind of get a little boost, and people are going to be able to start affording to doing things again, like going to Walt Disney World for Walt Disney World vacations. I missed that enthusiasm we all had about 4 or 5 years ago, actually right before the pandemic. Like, it was awesome. There was constantly people going to the parks, and every week it was, ooh, did you see this new merch dropped? And ooh, what about this and this new ride and things like that. And I'm hoping that also, with this whole new tide, will change the way that the policies and the decision making that's gone on in the Disney Corporation will also maybe make a little switch as well, and consider being a little more about the consumer and less about their pocketbook. And, I know Disney doesn't like it when they have influencers or vloggers that are a little critical of them, but that is one thing that you will always get here. I'm never going to just sunshine and roses of a company that I love if they're actually making mistakes that are going to be like harmful to their consumers. I'm never going to do that. So I have been critical of Disney over the years, but I still go. And I know that that drives some people absolutely bonkers, that I would support that. And it's because I guess I'm an OG, like a, 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 a diehard, what would you call it? Like a Walt granny. Like, I love Walt Disney, and I loved his vision for how he created the company. And I just love everything about why he created Mickey Mouse in the first place, and his kind-hearted, natured spirit, and his love for children, and giving them positive messages through his movies and his television shows, and what he wanted to do with the theme parks. Like, I absolutely love that about Walt's original vision and that spirit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's really what he was like. He could have been a complete jerk. I have no idea what he was really like in real life. But the vision and the spirit that he instituted for all of us to grow up on, and why we love Disney and why we love going to the parks, that's what I love about Walt Disney. And I don't care who's in charge. If they're not doing the best job for its consumers and staying close to that Walt vision, I'm going to criticize. I will criticize. So I'm hoping and praying that this little new reboost in America right now, and the excitement about maybe getting our economy back on track, will help, because the stock market went crazy today. But I'm hoping that that will help kind of like revamp getting back to the drawing board, dropping some of these crazy things that they have implemented over the last few years. Like, can we please get rid of this insanity? What is it? The Genie Park Fast Pass system. I hate it. It's terrible. Like, the only thing I do like about it, I will say this. I do like that I can go on my phone on the app instead of having to run over to a kiosk and pick up the little piece of paper. Because then if you lost your piece of paper and you weren't able to make it back for your ride time for the Fast Passes, that was a nightmare. So I do like that you have it in your hand and that you have that accessibility. And I'm okay even if I just went ahead and just had one flat fee that I would have to pay for to be able to have access to Fast Passes. Like, I'm cool with that because that's how it is over at Universal. But the whole, like, this park is a different price than that park, and this level is this price, and that level of an express pass is this price, but then you still can only ride this many rides and under this time frame. It's too much. Like, it's overdone. So let's go back to simplicity for the consumer. Disney, this is my advice to you. Not that any of them are listening to me, but this is what I would say to them. Excuse me. You're going to make more money and have more people come into your parks, because ultimately that's what you want, because it pays your paycheck. If you make it easy, this crazy, like, it's too much. So we're going to, I know you don't want to be like Universal, but you know, they kind of are getting the niche on this one, and they're beating you in this. We got to lower our prices in our hotels because they're absolutely astronomical, out of control. You need to lower the prices of your tickets. That they're nuts. I can remember when it cost me $20 to get into Disneyland. It blows my mind. It's over $200. And the crazy thing, it would be one thing when I was working as a kid and it was $20 to get into the park. I was working at the time, high school, had a little part-time job. I was making $5 an hour. Do you know how much it is that was minimum wage. The minimum wage now is only doubled. So if anything, it should be $40 to get in. If we're going to double, if we stay on average with what people are actually making compared to what you're charging, then maybe you should just double it to $40 to get into the parks. Not no crazy that's 200 times more than what it was. It's insane. Insane. So again, drop your prices down a little bit and make your FastPass system simple and easy. I pay one fee. I know what it is. I can pay it ahead of time. I have to book my passes. I think that always worked out really well. And that's why we didn't have people that, that's what we did back in the day. Like we would book, you'd have to wait just like you do when you book in your, meal deals. And bring the real big meal deals back like we used to have. Because, the dining plan that we have right now is okay. But I want that OG dining plan where I could have the big fancy meals, 3 sit-down meals a day with all the drinks that I'd want. That was awesome. And now I get I just feel like I'm getting a watered down version of how awesome the old experience used to be. And because I went through that and I loved the old experience, I don't like this new experience. I don't care if it's watered down. I don't care if you're trying to save bucks. Fix it. Or do like Universal and give everybody an opportunity that if I am staying in the deluxe resorts, I can purchase. Well, no, you don't even do that. If I stay in a deluxe resort over in Universal, it's already automatically included with my tickets that I can have that pass, that ultimate level pass where I am going on every ride as many times as I want in the Fast Pass lane. That's why I love Universal. And that's why we'll go back there again and give them our money. I told Courtney, if we had not bought Disney Vacation Club, there is no way we could afford Disney at Disney prices right now. So thank God we had been able to purchase Disney Vacation Club because now we are able to go into a locked in, I'm going to be able to have this vacation in the deluxe resort still and doing what I want to do because I've already bought into it. So, that's a benefit for being in DVC right now for people who can't afford Disney on the regular prices. We would have to book a vacation to still have that deluxe experience is what I'm trying to explain. Because you could still afford to go to Disney if you went the value resort level experience or off-property experience. But we love Disney. And we love the deluxe resorts. We love the Contemporary. It's our favorite resort. We love the Grand Floridian. I still want to stay over at the Poly. I have a dream of being at the Beach Club one day. Those hotel on a regular rate is almost between $500 to $900 a night. Who can afford that? That's insanity. So we said if we did not have DVC, then we would be probably booking a 5-day stay at the deluxe resort over at Universal so that we could have 2 days, because they're also adding 3 extra tickets to your 2-day package right now if you buy through Universal. So you get 3 extra days for free with Universal, and you get that ultimate pass where you can go on, I don't even know what they call it. I'm not very good with remembering the names of things that they call, but it's the fast pass that you get when you go to Universal. If you know what it is, put it down in the comments below. But where you can go on to every ride. I could ride Mummy 5 times and be in the fast pass lane. Where I don't have Sam in line. And I loved it. So anyway, we would do that. And then we would have to buy our tickets separate for Disney and then just have 1 day in the parks over at Disney. And we were depressed about that thought. Because for us, Disney, and this is just our family, other people may be different. For us, Disney is not just being in the parks or going on a ride. for us, Disney is sitting on that deck at the Contemporary and looking out there. And I'm not even lying. I will sit out there for hours and just listen to the ambiance of the music and people watch and look out at, Magic Kingdom and enjoy that experience, or, enjoying a meal over at Disney Springs, or, um, going over and doing a character dinner, like that dinner I had with my husband years ago when we went over to Wilderness Lodge. Oh, with Snow White. She's my favorite princess. It was so awesome. Like, I loved it. And those are the things that we love about Disney. So the idea of thinking that I could not still experience those kinds of magical experiences because we can't afford it just breaks my heart. And I really would hope that Disney would, with the changes that are going on in the election, please drop the prices down where people can afford that kind of stuff, and rethink your fast pass system, because it's kind of a hot mess right now. I feel bad for people, and bring back the better dining plan too. Okay. Because, we really want that back. And I would say there's a lot of people, and I will agree with this on this one too. Bring back the buses. What was it? The Magical Express? Yeah. That was another part of it. You got on the plane, you get on the Magical Express. It's already, the Disney magic is unfolding. You're on the bus. You're seeing the Disney music playing. You're sitting in those seats. You're looking at the Disney characters on the bus. Like, bring it. And it was always a perk too, to like want to stay on Disney property, because you're going to get this special transportation from the airport to your resort and then back again. Like, it made it feel like they valued you and that they really thought you were somebody really special because you chose to stay on their, property. I think that's what it is. I think that we, as the customers, the consumers of Disney, we're missing that appreciation that we used to feel, where they would go over and beyond. Like, the cast members are still like that. I'll go into a park and the cast members are still top notch, always make you feel like you're special, bring the magic to you. And I love that about the cast members at Disney World. I miss the extra little touches though, the corporate side of the touches, the great deals, the food benefits, the Magical Express and the Fast Pass systems, and always coming out with new theme park areas or new parks, and rides. And now they just kind of haven't been doing that lately. So I'm really hoping there'll be a change in Disney. I heard a rumor one time, and I don't even know if this is true. It was just through like some of the Disney TikTok stuff that I follow. And I don't know if it was like the fake Disney TikTok guy that always likes to put up fake news. But there was a rumor that possibly someone like Elon Musk was thinking about buying Disney. Could I say, please? Yes, sir. Oh, that would be awesome. Because he's a kid at heart. Look at the visions he's done with his own company. Like, the rides would be crazy good. But it just be, we go back to those values. That's why he kicked out half the people on Twitter, and that were all wokey and crazy and being mean and hateful. And we don't need mean and hateful in this country anymore. Let's get back to love and kindness and sharing and having magic like at Disney. So I have ranted on here for 20 minutes, and I am so thankful that you stuck around. We are literally, let me do my Disney countdown. My family is 66 days away from hitting the Magic Kingdom and the parks and the Contemporary, and we're staying at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now, we still haven't decided if we're going to fly yet or if we're going to drive. That's still on the fence. My oldest daughter, Courtney, if you've watched any of our previous vlogs, she just recently had a baby this last year. So my little grandbuddy will get to do his first Disney experience with us. And of course, little Abby, my grand giggle, she'll be there as well with her mom. And unfortunately, my husband, Tom, he's not going to be able to make it this trip. But it's going to be a girls' trip with the kids, and I can't wait. So we have been waiting to see how the election was going to go as far as like, because we were actually afraid that if things went really negative, that we didn't think that we were going to even be able to go down there because the economy was so bad. Like right now, it is so expensive to just go out and get me a freaking BLT sandwich from Subway or something. Like it drives me nuts. I hate it. I want things to get cheaper, not more expensive. And I'm hoping that it will. I'm hoping that everything that happened with this election is going to start bringing it back to the way it was pre-COVID. And that's all I want. COVID killed my vibe, and I hated it for a COVID time, after COVID, trying to recover from it. Let's get back to pre-COVID life, all right? That's all I'm saying. Anyway. All right, that's it for my rant today. And next week, I will be talking to you about Disney Cruise Lines and my cousin who got to go on a Disney cruise. And we were actually going to sit down and vlog about it. And her mom had passed away that day that we were scheduled to sit down and vlog about it. So I'm hoping I can get down and sit with my cousin and talk to her about her experience going on that Disney cruise, because I still haven't gone on one. And it's mine and my husband's 30th anniversary coming up this year. And I've already told him, even though he was a Navy officer for so many years and he spent 20 plus years out at sea in the Gulf and whatever, no, and he didn't want to ever cruise again. Guess what? You're cruising, but we're going to be cruising down in the Bahamas, and we're going to be cruising over to Castaway Cay on that Disney cruise ship. I'm doing it. And he's going to have to just get over it. All right. I have to go pick up Aubrey from school and then head over to our dance studio. So if you want to see what's going on with our family in our business life, because we own a dance studio, please go over and check that out. Over on our other YouTube channel, that's our dance fam over there. And we have a lot of exciting stuff that's going on over there too. And Aubrey is getting ready for competing with a solo, and she's getting ready to go to a competition in December. And I will be vlogging about us going to that competition. And yeah, I love it. Love it. All right, that's it for me here on our Disney family, and I hope you guys have a magical week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.